my fellow comic book collectors. It's Alan, the comic collector geek, and these are the hottest Silver Age comics of the week with my good friend Mark Olroyd from Suddenly Comics. We're going to look at the list. This might be actually the last list of the year.
Yes, I think
So,
so. Yep.
hopefully it's a good one. We'll see. So what's the first comic on the list, Mark?
Okay, so I need to share my screen and we are going. Where is it? Oh no, what's happening? That's not it. That is it. There we go. It is Captain America 110, a nice Cap Hulk cover.
And it's actually an important key as well. It's the first Lady Hydra.
Oh, First Lady Hydra. Okay, I've got this.
I'm pretty sure you can check
I'm sure you're
the
right.
note there.
First appearance of Madam Hydra. Later becomes Viper.
Yeah.
Okay.
So double key in this way because they're talking about having the Serpent Society in the next Captain America.
Oh, right. That makes
so
sense.
she could be a character in that, right? So yeah. So yeah, just and it's a cool cover anyways.
It's a great cover, yeah. This is one I've had for a long time. I bought this from a comic shop in Peterborough probably about 30, 40 years ago. Right.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So let's have a look.
It's a high grade.
6. It's very high grade and it's sold 1260. That sounds quite low to me, Alan, for a 9.6.
Yeah, but it's not a mega key. It's like I mean, this book obviously, COVID bump and all. Ignore that. But it's up actually compared to.
Yeah, I'd say this is okay. If you go back to the pre-COVID bump, this is.
Yeah, it's actually. I would say it's actually fairly.
Still on a reasonable trend.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It looks like it must have had a weird bump way back when too.
I wonder what caused that one.
Yeah. But yeah, probably some talk about Madam Hydra at some point, right?
Yeah, I think so because this hasn't fallen back to its pre-COVID levels. This is still above its pre-COVID levels, and this lost sales picked up a bit. So you're right. I think you're right, Alan. I think you've hit it on the head here. I think this is movie speculation about Madam Hydra.
Yeah. And the funny thing is, actually, I picked this book up a few months back, just because I wanted to get that character's first appearance. Like
right.
I thought I had bought it before with some other book, but it was the wrong one. So I was like, I got to get the right book. But yeah, I'm glad to see books are actually not keep on plummeting. This one's actually kind of going back up a little bit. So
yeah,
that's a good sign.
Yeah, Jim Steranko. I mean, look at this Hulk here. Look at this Steranko Hulk.
I know, he's awesome. Awesome Hulk.
That's how Hulk should be. Right, okay. Very nice. Okay, so up to the next one, Alan. It's another classic.
Yeah, this seems awfully a little bit low to me, but we'll see. This is Avengers 2, the first appearance of the Avengers. It's a bit of a rough copy. Obviously, it's a 2.0.
Yeah.
It's not the greatest, obviously.
No, it's a 2.0. It's not good.
It's pretty rough looking, but
yeah, I mean, it still costs 1,680.
I think this is down from where it had been. I remember it being more than this.
Okay. Oh, well, you're right. It's up a bit, although it is up a bit. What was that sale what was it?
Yeah, that was the sale that we just saw.
1,680. So that's the one we're looking at.
Yeah, there was, I guess. Yeah, so it's on still on a downward trend.
Still heading down.
Still, actually, I think it has more room to go. What was that before COVID bump thing?
1,440. So yeah, so I think this probably might go.
Probably you'll get down to around 1,500, I would say.
Yep.
Wow, that's sad. Poor book.
Yeah.
And it was at I think this was at like 3,000, 3,500, somewhere around there.
Uh,
4,000.
4,000.
Wow. Oh, that's how the mighty have fallen. Um, yeah, that's a sad thing. I mean, there's a couple reasons
These
why.
Marvel keys are taking real hits at the moment, and
Yeah, and we don't have an Avengers movie anytime soon, you
no,
know, and there's nothing really to pull this book back up.
there's nothing to rescue it. Um,
Mhm.
don't buy it at the moment.
Yeah, I'd wait till it gets, if you can get it even under 1,400, I would say
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
possible.
still falling. Dear oh dear. Right.
Hmm. How many
Okay.
on the census? Like two, three
How
thousand of
about the
that?
census? This is quite
Oh,
populated.
5,000 on the census. Yeah.
Well, it's an Avengers number one at the peak of the Marvel stuff.
1963. Yeah, that's kind of the peak.
Fantastic Four had taken off. Um, so
Spider-Man and
Spider-Man,
even
yeah, so
X-Men.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So
Oh well.
lots of
It is what it is.
lots of these around. Okay. Oh dear. Right. Another nice classic here, Alan. One of your nice big premiere issue ones.
I love these big premiere issues. I made it a chore to get all the all the set of them. I have the complete set of the premiere
Yeah.
issue. Um, yeah, it was a task that I had to complete. So I really like these. I think there's something cheesy about it, and also I kind of think I actually like these first issues, like first Iron Man.
I do actually I
Um,
like this cover on this one.
you know,
I
um,
like the art.
not like these aren't first appearances, but they're their first titles.
It's
So I think that's cool.
Gin Colan cover.
Hmm. Does it say Origin of Iron Man retold or something like that? Or
Story continued.
yeah,
Origin of Iron
Origin.
retold. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah. So very cool. This one, I know that it had fallen, especially after Tony Stark had died
yeah.
in the movies. But there's now talk. I'm actually curious about this one a lot because there's so much talk right now where Marvel's getting desperate and they're going to try to bring back Iron Man. So we'll see if that has actually had any positive effect on
Right.
this
Let's
book.
have a look. 9-4 for 4-5. Oh dear. Oh dear. Oh dear. Oh dear.
Though we can ignore the spike there. That's like that's whatever. That's its own thing.
Yeah, but
But
it does mean somebody at one point paid $17,000 for a
ouch.
comic that's now selling for 4.5.
Oof. Yeah, okay, that part is painful, but actually it looks like it's on a like it looks like it hit bottom like a few
It
months
does
ago.
appear to have flatlined, doesn't it? The
Like
last,
it looks like it hit bottom in May of this year.
yeah, it seems to have flatlined around this 4,000 and a bit number.
Yeah, which is good, which is a good sign that it's kind of
Yeah,
holding its own right now.
yeah. Well, the knife.
And that bar is actually that line is still way above the previous pre-COVID trend. You know, it's actually a
That
solid.
depends when you see that. There was a little peak here beforehand. I think, oh, that's pre-COVID. Yeah, June 2020.
Yeah. See what I'm saying? It's
Yeah,
still way above that.
yeah, yeah. Okay.
No, I
Yeah, well,
that's
okay.
a
We'll give this one a neutral.
yeah, I think that's quite good. And what's the census count on it? I always like
Oh,
knowing
this
the
one. So
census
this will be
count.
another big one. Yeah, 8,500.
8,000. Wow. Not a very rare book. That's actually a pretty high census count in general.
It
You
is
know,
a high count.
I think the highest census count is like 35,000, and that's for Amazing Spider-Man number 300. So this is like not that far off to being a fairly commonly graded book. Oh well. So it's a cool book though. I like
All
it.
right. And number 4. Oh, Alan, it's your favorite book.
I like this book. It's got a few first appearances like Jonah Jameson in it, and it is like the first crossover with the Fantastic Four.
I think
Second appearance of Spider-Man.
this comic officially is the number one comic we've looked at this year in this program?
AF-15.
You think AF-15 we've looked at more? Okay,
Yeah.
right.
By the way, I'm not sure if you've noticed something on this list so far. There is a pattern that I
Well, they're all
created,
Marvel.
all Marvel, and you'll notice that they're all Marvel on this list, but the next list is not all Marvel.
No, next list is all DC. So
So we're
yes,
gonna see who does better, Marvel
well,
versus
I'm pretty
DC
sure
now.
I know who's going to do better. Right. Let's have a look at this one, Alan. So this is
So,
amazing. Let's see if this has stopped the knife has stopped falling. This
mhm.
is an Amazing Spider-Man 6.0. So it's a nice mid-grade, $11,000.
It's down. I know, but how far down is it? Actually, not too
Oh no,
bad.
hang on, that's not even on the graph. The last sale here was 17,000. So that sale at 11,000 is down here somewhere, Alan.
Oh my goodness, really?
Yeah, it's actually down to the value it was at back in 2017. It's
So
actually
this fell
fallen
through the
way
floor.
below its COVID floor.
Wow, pre-COVID floor. I mean, this is somebody got a steal on this one, basically.
So 11,000 they paid. The last sale was 17, which is this one down here, and that has now dropped another $6,000.
Wow. And that was October that other sale happened.
That was 15th of October. This one was the
November,
27th of November.
7th November. Isn't that crazy?
So this is now what's worrying me here, Alan, is there's a number of these keys where we keep saying, oh, well, it's still above the pre-COVID floor. This one
This
is
is
now
not.
well below the pre-COVID floor.
And okay, so I do believe though, when a book like this is a big book. People love this book. Like, whether or not you like the cover or not, it is still the first Spider-Man, you know, title,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
And it's also the second appearance of Spider-Man.
yeah,
And it's the first appearance of Jonah Jameson, who is a major character.
yeah.
Um, there's a lot going for this book. I think if it goes too low, it will bounce back, up, where people will be like, okay, this is too crazy.
I mean,
This
surely
is the
that
time to buy it.
11,000 got to be the low point. I mean,
Yeah.
that's fallen from what was
So do you like?
51,000, Alan.
So what did you think is
51,000.
a bigger thing, that people get so afraid of the book that it just keeps on dropping, or that people will say, well, I always wanted to have this book, and then they see the price drop so much that it actually becomes like a no-brainer buy. Which
Well,
do you think is a more likely scenario?
well, I think it depends on how much cash people have got and whether they need money. So if you're why did that person sell this at 11,000? They must have
Well,
needed the
it's
cash.
an auction. It's an auction.
Auction.
They can't control it. They don't know what it's going to sell for. You know, they probably thought it was going to sell for more than 11,000.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean,
Well, on
there's
the
no way to
basis,
control that.
yeah. So they went for 6,000 less than the one previous auction on eBay. Um,
Yeah. And this is Heritage. Heritage brings out the big buyers, right?
well, apparently not.
Mm.
That's not good. That's
It's
not good.
actually it's the same grade as my copy.
Oh, well, you just lost $6,000 value.
Wow. That's pretty insane.
You should have sold it when it was at 51,000, Alan.
51,000. Isn't that insane? I should have. I could have gotten like, a few copies of it. So wow, that's
Yeah,
really
you could
crazy.
have, you could have sold there and bought 4 copies now.
Yeah. Wow.
Right.
That's so crazy.
Okay, let's have a look at the next one. And what is it? It's, of course, it is Amazing.
Well, I had to have this one. Had to have it.
Indeed, you did. Right. So a 3.5 at 27.
Now, No, okay. So this is the first appearance of Spider-Man.
Yeah.
But the interesting thing about it is, this book was actually on, I believe it was on Comic Tom's hot list. It was on Lords of the Long Box. It made a bunch of hot lists this week for having kind of recovered sales. I don't necessarily believe that those sales were as accurate as they
Well, we
think.
need to
I
have a
don't.
look at this, Alan, because there's some funny
I
stuff going on here.
I
Okay.
think this is a bit low, personally.
So 27,000 for a 3.5. Look at this
Yeah.
one, Alan. There's one here just sold 30th of the 11th yesterday for $5,000.
Wait, that's something's bogus about that. Something's wrong with that listing.
Well,
Do you know what I mean?
it's got a verified sale. It's got a CGC number on it. It says amazing fantasy.
Let's take a look at the like. Can you click on the sale itself?
This one.
Yeah. Sometimes like you see bogus listings where people like will list like a fake thing and then it'll fall through later. Let's see. What's the okay, it's in Great Britain. It's a really ugly copy for a 3.5, by the way. It's like totally faded.
Faded.
What's the person's feedback? Like 5,000, 500. So it's probably real.
Yeah.
Wow,
5,000.
somebody got a
100% positive feedback.
yeah. Wow, somebody got a very cheap copy of Amazing Spider-Man.
Amazing
Amazing
fantasy.
Fantasy.
So another one hitting the floor.
Wow. Not even hitting the floor, like hitting the floor below the floor.
Yeah.
It's like it's in the basement.
If that 5,000 is a genuine sale, then somebody has got themselves a genuine bargain.
Yeah. But
Because
it's an ugly copy. Like that was a really faded looking 3.5.
yeah, that might be why it got. So, I mean, but this 3.5 here, somebody's paid 27,000. Would you rather pay, assuming both are genuine? Would you
Yeah.
rather pay the 5,000 for that faded copy, which was a 3.5, or 27,000 for this non better?
Well, I'm cheap. I buy the lower grades.
No,
But I mean,
they're
so
the same grade.
but no, I mean it is like one of those things is like, you buy the book, not the grade. I
Yeah,
think in this case, this 3.5 presents like way better, like not even close. Like this one is really faded. It's just like looks really horrible.
yeah.
But that's messed up. It's like,
But I mean, even
wow,
without those sales, Alan, that
it's
is
way down.
is way, way down.
That's insane. So what was the previous
But
before that?
actually, that
34?
£27,000 sale is a recovery because the previous we've had a 16,000 sale here.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow, that's pretty sad.
So,
So pretty rough week for
well,
Marvel.
again, we've crashed through the pre-COVID price.
Yeah. So I mean, this is one of those things that can happen when the market crashes. Sometimes it crashes really, really hard, and I think that's what's happened. We're seeing, either things hitting the line, the floor, and just sort of staying there, or going right through it. And I think Amazing Fantasy had the biggest default of any book
Well, yes,
because it had the biggest heights, right? It had the
I mean this went up to 66,000, and somebody just bought one for 5.
Yeah, that's crazy. So that's, in my opinion, the steal of the week to buy Amazing Fantasy for 5,000 in any grade.
Yeah,
That's actually a big deal.
yeah.
Like I think you can't even get a 1.0 for that price.
Just
I mean that's crazy,
yeah.
crazy price. So wow, so those were the top 5 Marvel books. On your channel, we're going to look at the top 5 DC books. And we're going to see Marvel not so good. Not such a good story. But did DC do better? We'll see. So go over to Mark's channel and check him out, and we'll see how well DC fared this last week.
Yeah.
Not a good way to end the year for Marvel, but oh well.
Let's hope for a better year next year.